All right, let's get started here looking at some fantasy movers. Up first is Jerome Ford, right? Jerome Ford's ranked 50th now. Was 37th finish last year. You can see they dropped him all the way down to 50th. Eight spots they're dropping him here. See, well, the big news there, of course, is with Judkins, who's ranked 38th now. Hey, they've been moving him down because we found out that prosecutors have declined to file formal charges. Now, that doesn't mean the NFL isn't through with him, but hey, look for him to get signed. So they've moved him up 7 spots, moved him back. He was originally at 28th before all this started. So we'll see how high he climbs back up there for Cleveland's running game. How about a couple other movers here? Jonathan Taylor now is ranked 10th. Finished 8th last year. They have dropped him 2 spots now. You can see they've been dropped him down. No real news here. NFL executives give Taylor a seventh running back ranking here recently. How the executives look at him, but hey, fantasy consensus rankers have moved him down to 10 now. How about Josh Jacobs? All right, he's ranked 8th now. All right, finished 5th last year. So they moved him up 2 spots, or from 10th here. So he's been on the move a little bit, and that's despite here that the Jordan Love struggles with the injuries. And that latest one's been a finger. So, I mean, are we trusting Malik Willis enough here? All right. So Josh Jacobs says, with the Love injuries continue, Jacobs says, we're confident in Willis. I think he's going to be great for us, and I really not worried too much about it at all. All right, well, maybe he won't. They were the 5th team in rushing last year, so, hey, maybe he'll continue there. Jonathan Jacobs, or Josh Jacobs. How about Derrick Henry here? All right, well, they're moving him down 1 spot, and Barkley up, or down 1 spot, and moving Henry up 1 spot. All right, Derrick Henry's ranked 3rd now. Finished 2nd. All right, so just a great year last year. You can see they're moving him up. I had him at 2nd. So they're catching up to Fantasy AI here a little bit with their rankings. I don't like to see it because I wanted to get him cheaper. How about Barkley here? They moved him down to 4th. All right, finished 1st last year with an incredible 20-point average. So he's 2,000 yards. He did everything. They're moving him down. He started at 2nd. Now he's down to 3rd or 4th now. Have no real news on that. Just other than, hey, I think that they're scared of this 482 touches he had last year, including the playoffs. So normally they have a down year after that. Right now, the way it's looking, hey, I like him. I still got him my number 1 running back. So get some bargain there. Not going to get such a bargain with Henry here. They moved him up, but I get a little bit more bargain with Barkley then. So that's some movers there. How about in Houston? Joe Mixon, still on the shelf, right? Finished, he's ranked 28th. Finished 12th last year. So you can see it's quite the news here. They're moving him down. Nothing yet. Still expected to reevaluate as the season gets closer, or it's getting closer. We're going to need some reevaluation there. How about Chubb, right? With him gone, Chubb's been in there taking the lead here probably, and is back practicing. He missed a little time with concussion, but he's competing with Damian Pierce, who's had a little first-team runs here too, and Marks and Ngwanbe there, the receiving back possibly. Marks is the rookie. But anyway, they're moving Nick Chubb down 5 spots, and you'd think that, hey, he's the one that's going to run the show while Mixon's out early, right? For a team with a great defense, and hopefully the offense can get back on track with C.J. Stroud. They got an easy schedule there. So a couple there. Other couple movers here. Well, it always seems to go here on Najee. We don't know he's been practicing, running, getting back in there. Boy, he has fallen, right? 33rd started out. Now he's at 42nd. Well, of course, he's going to Marion Hampton, exciting rookie. They got him ranked up to 16th now. And, of course, Harris, we're waiting on that news. He's participated in team drills, though, right? Or these are probably individual drills. I don't think he's been into heavy hitting yet. So We'll have to keep an eye on Najee. Hey, there might be some bargain there. Remember how last year, they kept pushing Gus Edwards when J.K. Dobbins was doing good. So this Najee, hopefully they keep dropping him, we'll sneak in there and take him as certainly better than the 42nd ranked player they got him ranked. How about Stafford? Here's a big pivot point in fantasy this year, is how is Stafford's back going to hold up? All right, well, you can see they've moved him down to 28th now. It's only 22nd because, hey, we get no running out of him. 41 yards rushing last year. Anyway, it's all about passing, and it's all about his teammates, right? And that leads us into Puka Nacua getting moved down one spot, and Devontae Adams. Puka's now ranked 8th, right? Finished 34th last year because of his own injuries. And we have Devontae Adams here ranked 15th now. Finished 12th last year, and that's missing games while he was in transit. Remember getting traded midseason there? So, hey, I really like Devontae Adams. Keep an eye out for him. Look at those. Last couple of years have been down, right? And it's still good. Still top 20. But anyway, they moved both the Rams down because we don't know about Stafford there. All right, this season, keep an eye out for my Waiver Wire Tuesday show, right? Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it. I'll be doing waiver wires each Tuesday. Next up is Mason. They moved him up one spot. Jordan Mason he's ranked 32nd now. Finished 33rd. He's going to be teaming up, of course, with Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones, they've moved, kept pretty steady here around the 27 to 25. Actually, they've been moving him up a little bit lately. So, hey, moving Jordan Mason up, expecting him to get some play there in Minnesota. How about Braylon Allen? We all saw that preseason game the other day. He's looking pretty good. Fit. They're going to be running him some. So it's all about sharing there. He finished 51st last year. But we're talking sharing there in New York with Breece Hall. Isaiah Davis has been getting a long look too. So we'll see how that all shakes out. But right now, Braylon Allen's gain is going to eventually be Breece Hall's down here. They got him down to 17th now. We'll see how that shakes out with those two sharing. How about some sharing in Denver? Right? J.K. Dobbins, they've moved down one spot. Right? He ranked 39th now. Finished 23rd last year with that impressive 12.2 fantasy average. Right? Hey, when he's healthy, he's been a pretty good running back there, right? So you see some of the explosive games last year, kind of came out of nowhere last year. How about R.J. Harvey? They got him ranked up to 19th now, right? Can he pass protect? Harvey to play significant role in the passing game. Well, I guess they're thinking that as a rookie. I still have my doubts. I would be leaning towards Josh Dobbins in this, J.K. Dobbins. You see him ranked 39th, the other guy 13th. Whoa, I see that more of a split there. I think they're getting out of hand on that R.J. Harvey. How about Christian McCaffrey? This is going to be a big one this year. How healthy is he? The news keeps coming out that he's looking great, right? Well, Shanahan says he's fast as he's been, quick, strong. He's Christian McCaffrey. Had 8 carries and 6 receptions during joint practice the other day, so they're using him. I mean, it isn't like last year where he's being held out. Now, just how much can he reclaim, right? You see that quite a drop-off last year. So just how much can he get back in there and reclaim where he used to be? And meanwhile, Rondo here, they've dropped him down to 49th. You know, well, whatever scraps Christian McCaffrey leaves him, he'll be taken. You see, they moved him down to 49th now. You know, there's some other running backs there on the team, too. Jordan James, a rookie. He might be a better back than this Rondo, who just happened to get into some time with McCaffrey's missing last year. How about in Chicago? What's going on there? Well, we got DJ Moore moving down 5 spots. Losing faith in DJ Moore. They got him ranked down to 28th. All right, so... And meanwhile, Rome Odunze, they haven't really moved him from 37th. Getting some positive talk, though, on him. Where from Ben Johnson, where DJ Moore maybe hasn't been getting as much positive camp news. So they're ranking him down a little bit. Meanwhile, this Burden, they moved down another spot. Been injured, hasn't really showed, hey, so we're not expecting much out of him this year. Caleb Williams' drop continues. They got him down to 18th now. Is this getting out of hand? Right? Caleb Williams finished 15th last year. Right? 13-point average. Ben Johnson comes in. Can he not improve on that? I mean, take him from 13th or 15th finish to up a little. They got him down to 18th now. Of course, struggles with him being on practice footage. Not just that, but can he go under center and run the Ben Johnson offense? Meanwhile, Swift drops 2 spots here, it looks like, to 22. Finished 19th last year. Hey, were there offensive line improvements there? I think they're getting out of hand here. Remember, they brought in some Tooney, Jonah Jackson, Drew Dahlman, and they're going to want to run the ball. It's competition. Roschon Johnson hasn't been sounding that good. Now, the rookie here, Mongali, he's been getting some play, and so they're talking him up a little bit. But, hey, I think they're getting out of hand. Hey, there might be some value with this Swift, although we don't like that 31st schedule. Right, but he is the game in town. How about in Carolina? There's some positive going on there. They moved Tet McMillan up 2 spots. A high 8th pick overall in the draft. Right, they've got him moved up to 23rd now. You can see they've been steadily moving him up as he's been showing that he's the real deal in camp. Really good job of learning where to sign up and everything, looking like he was worth the pick, really. Bryce Young, meanwhile, they've moved up to 23rd. Right? Can he rebound? He finished 20th last year. And that was with a strong finish, if you remember. He didn't start the year, or he did start the year, but then they benched him for a few games and brought in Dalton. But, hey, can he get it turned around there? Bryce Young with a 5th easiest schedule. So we'll see how that works out for Bryce Young. But they're moving him up 5 spots. Seems like they've been ping-ponging him around. But he's up to 23rd now. And the offensive line there's good, too, for Carolina. So getting all the starters back. So, hey, we'll see how that works out. Meanwhile, Derek Mooney here dropped to 49th. Finished 32nd last year. Well, Mooney's had a little shoulder, or is it a shoulder? Significant. Going to miss significant time anyway. Right? And this could go into the regular season. Well, this is on top of Michael Penix Jr., who they dropped 1 to 24th. Hasn't really been playing in preseason. They can keeping him out. So he's dropped to 24th. We wonder how he's going to go. Is 1-2 as a starter last year, threw 3 touchdowns and 3 interceptions, and they're choosing not to play him in the preseason. So, wow, I don't know about that. They continue to drop. I'd lay off of the Atlanta passing game, though. How about in New York? This continues. It looks like they moved Tracy up another 2 spots. He's ranked 29th now. Finished 26th. So they're still down on him a little bit from what he did last year, and that would be because of the Scat Bowl they brought in the draft, who fell to 41st. Had some issues staying healthy in training camp, missing some times with his hamstring. So the newness is kind of wearing off there, and they're moving Tyrone Tracy, the real thing who's been playing, up a little bit. So they moved him up in the draft a little bit. Both have about the middle of the road schedule. So looking at improvements. Hey, do they improve with that new? Well, they got Russell Wilson to start with. But eventually they're going to get to Jackson Dart. And we'll see how he does and pulls the team with him or down with him. How about in Jacksonville? That running back battle continues. We got Tank Bigsby down 1. Right, they moved him down to 31st. But he is... you can see they've got Travis Etienne now ranked at 35th. So those two are bouncing back together. Some positive had come out on Tank Bigsby. I looked again at some people watching the training camp and the scrimmages, and it looked to be that he's the focal point again. And Travis Etienne, more 2-minute, maybe receiving back. So, hey, that's where we stand with Jacksonville. A couple movers are starting to like the receivers a little bit more. They moved Brian Thomas Jr. Now he's down at number 7 now. They've been steadily moving him up. He's now 7th now. Meanwhile, Travis Hunter brought in ranked 25th now. at wide receiver. That's higher than I've got him. So they've been moving him up. I'm, of course, concerned that he's going to be playing defense. And say that hey, let's just pretend that one of their top, like this Brown who got hurt in training camp a little bit, but let's say another one gets hurt, another cornerback. They're going to be wanting Travis Hunter to focus on defense more. So that's always a risk there that's laying there, let alone that rookie wide receivers opposite last year don't really fire that great. I had some go last year, of course. So, all right, we're getting up here towards the end. How about Washington? Brian Thomas Jr., they moved to 30th, right? Moving to him down one spot. Austin Eckler down 4 spots. They're just moving both the Washington running backs down. So, no real news there, just battling. I mean, it certainly can't be that this I thought Nick Nichols looked good the other day in preseason, but it had, of course, this Ja'Cory Caustic Merritt he got ranked up to 57th. So he'd been getting ranked. So Washington running game, hey, we still don't have no huge favorite, although Brian Robinson Jr. probably would be. How about Keenan Coleman? Keenan Coleman, they moved to 45th. Finished 63rd last year, so they moved him up just a little bit with Buffalo. Maybe got a little positive news there. Hey, James Cook got some positive news. Signed, sealed, and delivered. In camp now. Finished 7th last year. All right, with all those touchdowns. They have a way to go on him. You know, he finished 7th last year, so we might be getting a bargain there, though, the 24th schedule. But in Buffalo, that number 10 offense with Josh Allen, hey, they haven't really had, not strong at receiver, other offensive weapons there. So I like a Cook, especially where they got him right there. And let's finish up the last two. How about Mark Andrews? Ranked 7th now. I got him higher than that. He finished 5th last year and likely's been missing time with that foot. There's a chance he won't be ready for week 1. Chance he will be ready for week 1. But anyway, they've got him moved up to 7th maybe. They're starting to move him up a little bit. Of course, had that bad drop last year. I keep bringing it up. But in the playoffs, he dropped that 2-point to get it tied up. I bet he's focused for this next year. That's what I'm thinking. And Stephon Diggs here. They're catching up with fantasy AI here. They got him moved up to 39th. I got him a little higher than that. So, but they've been moving him up a little bit. He's the number one guy in town, right? I'm not worried about Douglas or Mac Hollins. And yes, they were the 32 team in passing last year, but they got nowhere to go but up with Drake May, exciting rookie. But hey, we look at Diggs. Hey, he's been a pretty good receiver these last years, always near 10 or over. So finished 9.5 last year, but hey, game per game. And, of course, he didn't play all the games. So he was doing good when he was in there last year. A little down, but hey, Houston had a lot going on there. So as the focus in New England, I think they're too low on Stephon Diggs. All right, let's take a look at this.